large amount of broccoli. So I went ahead and I washed it and cut it in little pieces like this. We're going to put it in boiling water for 3 minutes, and then we're going to put it on our dehydrator trays. That way, you can have it for long-term storage. Now I add it to rice, I add it to all kinds of things. All right, as soon as this water boils, I'm going to drop it in, count 3 minutes. I'm going to do that until I have all of my trays full. So I'll show you that here in just a minute. All right, so this was about a case of salvaged broccoli. It came from the local produce auction. Now, it had a few yellow spots, but really wasn't bad at all. They just had a whole lot of broccoli and they just had to get rid of it, and nobody was bidding on it at the end, so I got it for free. I really don't need an excess of lot of food, but I really would like to dehydrate more food, and so this is how I'm dehydrating it. When you blanch it, it keeps a nice green color as well. That way when it is dehydrated in your jars, it still has that beautiful green look to it and it's not brown. But here I am cutting it down in smaller pieces, and that way it dehydrates a lot quicker. We are in the middle of summer right now and there is a lot of humidity. We have not used our air conditioning yet at the time of me editing this video. So that makes the dehydrator run even longer because it's fighting the humidity. All right, everyone, so the broccoli is finished and I'll show you that here in a moment. But I was dehydrating lemons, and I want to tell you guys something that I learned because of having my YouTube channel. I did not realize that you really shouldn't add oxygen absorbers to home dried food. I didn't know that. I thought it was the same thing for long-term storage, but everybody was telling me, no, you need silica gel. Silica gel is not oxygen absorber, but it removes the oxygen out of food. So this is a food grade silica gel, and this is what you can add. I forget what the reason is why I'm not supposed to use the oxygen absorbers. Now you use them for flour, you use them for oatmeal and rice and all kinds of things like that. But when you're dehydrating your own food, you're supposed to use the silica gel. So I learned something new. I've never used them before. I've always used oxygen absorbers. Maybe somebody can give me, or I'll do some research and I'll pin it in the description box, the difference between the two. I'll give you the link to that. So I'm going ahead and I'm just adding this to my lemons because I did do the lemons first. So we have this. Now I'll show you the broccoli here in 1 minute. I want to get this finished first. All right, now let's get the broccoli out. Let me show you because it gave a lot of broccoli. So the broccoli took about 13 hours, and there you go. Yes, this is a big bowl. People often tease me about this big stainless steel bowl, but I love it for taking all of the dried stuff off of the sheets because it's so big you don't have any mess. But this is a broccoli and it remained its beautiful green color. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put it in our jar. So I'm just taking a gallon jar and putting it in here. Now I add like, you know, a half a cup to the food when I'm making rice. Basically that's what I'm using it for. Now, as you can see, the broccoli didn't make that much compared to what all I did. But I love dehydrating because you can dehydrate a lot of food and it takes hardly any space. Now I left this cool overnight, so you don't want to ever put it in your jars hot because it will actually have some condensation. I love these little bits at the end. That's pretty neat. It's like powder almost. All right. All right, so that's done. Now, if I do get any more broccoli, then I will go ahead and dehydrate that. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to take 2 of the silica gels, and I'm gonna make sure I close this up right away. It said in the package to make sure you always close it up right away. So I did that, added the 2 there, and there you go. So that is the dehydrated broccoli, and we're finally finished with this project. Well, it's definitely summertime. It is hot outside today. After I'm done showing you what Chris gave me, I'm going to harvest a lot of my beautiful roses. With flowers, the more you harvest, the more they'll give. So it's important that you try to harvest some of your flowers and cut off all the dead blooms. And then it just came in the mail, my Job's Tears. So I'm going to be planting them. This brings back a lot of memories for me. And someday I'll share with you the story of Job's Tears. And I had a pen pal that used to write to me. Her name was Pansy, and she passed away many years ago. The beautiful card from City Girl Homestead. And I will give a link to her channel at the end of mine. You can just click on the iCard, or you can look in the description box. She said she thought of me when she seen this. So let's hope it didn't break. And it did not break. Take a look at this. So look at this cookie jar. Isn't it beautiful? You all know I love Easter, and I love bunny rabbits. I had a bunny rabbit pillow in here. I had it for a day or 2, and then I put it inside my house, and it looks so cute. And that came from Mrs. P, and I just love it. So I really love the Easter bunny rabbit theme, and it's a cookie jar. And she had an online, won it on an online auction. I think that's what she said. So I'm gonna go ahead and open it up and show you the lid. I cannot believe how beautiful it is and that it didn't break. So that is so kind of her. She really taped it up good. So I'm not sure what I want to put in here. I have all kinds of my tea that I drink. I could put all my tea packets in here. Wouldn't that look pretty? But let me go ahead and take all the tape off and show you. So we have a bunny rabbit on this side. Oh my word, that's adorable. And then of course we have the little chick on this side. And then the bunnies, oh my word, that is so cute. I absolutely love it. It would be really cute. You could put your wooden cooking spoons in it too. I got an idea, so we'll see once. I love the lid to it as well. So I think I'm gonna actually put this in my kitchen. I'm gonna do that as soon as I turn off the camera. So thank you so much, Chris, for this. All right, everyone. So I've been working on my out porch food pantry. I'm working on that one first. I'm going through everything there and sorting through it. And then when that's cleaned out really good, I want to take some of my things that were in my main pantry out there. But I'm not buying extra things anymore. You know, when the pandemic hit, you know, everybody was talking about buying up large amounts of food and stockpiling this and stockpiling that. And I've noticed through the years it's very important to stockpile some things, but it can get to the point where it's just too much, and then it's so overwhelming. So I'm not stockpiling anything anymore. And I think for me, the hardest thing was I don't like seeing anything go to waste. I don't like wasting water. I don't like wasting food. I don't like wasting items, you know, glass jars that are from the store. I don't like seeing anything being wasted, but yet it comes to a point where I can't save the planet and I can't take everything in because I don't want to see it get wasted. So I have to really watch how much food I bring in my home. But I did need the sugar, and this sugar will last me about 7 months, most likely, because I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of canning. I have a lot of videos in canning. I think canning videos, I have close to over 1,000 videos. So that's a lot of videos. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna put this in my glass jars. I do like looking for sales. Most of the food I buy, if I buy bulk like this, I buy it online. It's just so much easier for me. I'm sitting down and taking a break. My goodness, there's a lot of work out here. So I have these, this one here is blue sage, which I thought was really interesting. It has a blue flower, perennial. These are what I grew this year. And to be honest with you, I don't know what this one was, but it's a flower. And then I have hollyhocks, which are going to go in the corner of the garden. I'm trying to have everything laid out in a way that the taller plants aren't shading the others. So that's a hollyhock. And then this one here looks like the same as the other one. I'm not sure what this is either. It's a flower. I have lots of flowers growing this year. And then more of these flowers. And then more of these flowers. So we're gonna have to put them different places. And then I have more of my Johnny Jump Ups. Yes, these are Johnny Jump Ups. So I'll turn the camera around in a minute. But I'm just sitting out here enjoying the day. Different times people ask me, well, how do I keep my garden weed free? I use the shavings. I do rototill in the spring, and I can't now because my garden's totally full. I can't really rototill. But as I work on a plant, like I'm working on my tomatoes, I weed as I go. So if I see some weeds, I will weed it. So I'm working on these tomato plants and putting these rings around them. And I'll get this finished. I'm gonna plant some things. What I'm establishing is trying to make walkways. So as you can see, I'm walking here between all of these herbs. Then I have different containers with water in them for all of the beautiful birds. And I have to plant my bottle gourds yet, so I'm going to be working on that. In the course of my YouTube videos, I oftentimes make statements like, hey, you can do this, or hey, you can do that. Well, what I started doing is I want to do some fact checking, you know, like they do. And I am going to be sharing with you links in my videos explaining laws and ways you can do things and what it affects me in my state. So what you need to know is every state is different, every community is different, every township is different. Like collecting rainwater. Collecting rainwater in some states is illegal. Did you know that hanging your laundry on the clothesline in some states is illegal? Well, certain communities it's illegal. So there's so many different things that you can do. And I'm absolutely passionate about not wasting water and about reusing things over and over again. And that's why I like Rob Greenfield. Rob Greenfield is an environmentalist who is really changing the way people are thinking. And he's doing it in a very unconventional way. I am not unconventional whatsoever. In fact, country folk live like me every day. But I do want to do some fact checking for all of you, like the Amazon boxes. Everybody's asking. Well, I've been putting down the link from Amazon's mouth to all of you what they're claiming that the boxes are made with soy and things like that. Okay, so I'm going to be working on this stuff now. Oh my goodness, these have got to get planted out. They are beautiful. So what I'm doing is I'm working in my garden here, this greenhouses, and getting everything out that I possibly can. Ways to do things that can help us and help the environment. It's just a small footprint, but it makes a huge difference. All right, everyone, the video that you just seen was actually filmed in the middle of June, and now we're into July. So I wanted to give you an update of the garden now since we've had a lot of rain. So we have been having rain. And this is what the garden looks like now. So I have tomato plants the whole length of the garden. I have a 70-foot garden that goes the whole way. The tomato plants go the whole way in the back of the garden. The tomato plants go the whole way down this side of the garden. And then the tomato plants go along that side of the garden. I also have some tomato plants I have to plant yet. It's been absolutely crazy, but when we had the record drought, I was not planting anything because there was no point in planting something with the drought. But now we have rain and everything is doing amazing. And this is what it looks like. There are my potatoes and my dill, and there's cucumbers, and there's red beets, and there's peppers, and of course lots of flowers. So flowers were the main thing. And also I want to show you the dirt. Take a look at this dirt, people. This dirt is amazing, absolutely amazing. And this is what it looks like through the whole garden. The whole garden looks like this. As you can see, the shavings are pretty much dissolved, and it made loose, loamy soil. And then we put shavings underneath each tomato plant. But if you look really closely, you can see a couple shavings, but it is amazing, absolutely amazing. All right, everyone, that is the update of the garden.